In 1980, I was a freshman at Pacific Lutheran University, sitting on the bench of the football team, and my football coach, Frosty Westering, who was a dedicated Christian, used to tell us the following story when we would get frustrated with the drudgery or the mundane. He tells a story about a man who was about to pass through a rocky desert. And he had a 3-day journey ahead of him, and I imagine this is somewhere in the Middle East. And all of a sudden, this wise old sage appeared with a leather satchel and handed it to the man and said, as you walk through this desert, I want you to pick up rocks along the way, each day putting them into the bag. But don't open the bag until you get to your final destination. And the sage said, when you arrive, I want you to open the bag, and I can tell you, you're going to be glad and you're going to be sad. And with that, the sage disappeared. The man began his walk across the rock-strewn desert. And as he went, he picked up small rocks and put them in the bag. As the day grew longer and he became more tired, he started picking up less rocks. The next day, he got up, picked up the bag of rocks, and picked up even fewer rocks along the way. And as it became afternoon, he started wondering why he was carrying this bag of rocks, and even started tossing out some of the rocks that he had picked up. The third day, final day of his journey, he didn't pick up any rocks, and he tossed out several along the way. That evening, when he arrived at his destination, he opened up with great curiosity the bag of rocks to find that it was no longer rocks but nuggets of gold. And immediately he remembered the words of the sage, because he was glad at all the gold he picked up. And he was sad that not only had he not picked up more gold, he'd actually tossed some out of the bag. What this reminds us of is that we go through times in life that seems mundane and boring and useless and pointless, and we just want to get past it. But the point of the story is that oftentimes those things that look mundane, when we get to a different point in life, we realize that we learned a lot of very important messages during that time. And we're glad for those messages, and yet have a bit of sadness or regret that we didn't do more to redeem that opportunity.